Hi, it's me again with Corel Draw tips and tricks. Somebody's trying to, this is AutoCAD PDF that they sent me. Want to know how you could draw these lines in Corel Draw at different thicknesses. And looking at them real close, they have round end caps. So I'm going to make them with round end caps. So I draw in inches, so I need to change it to millimeters. But with nothing selected, I'm going to hit F12 on the keyboard and I'm going to pick graphic, which is already picked. I'm going to go ahead and do round end caps, and I'm going to change it from points to millimeters. And then everything I draw is in millimeters. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and draw some lines with my 2-point line. And we'll go ahead and, I do that all the time. I teach it and don't start moving it and then hold down the control button. Get that line. Now let's go ahead and Control D, and we're going to kind of make this exact same graph, and then well, they're not equally spaced apart, or I did something wrong. Yeah, they're not equally spaced apart. So let's make them equally spaced apart. Well, they look like they're equally spaced apart. No, they're a little thicker. So I'm just going to hit the plus key on the keyboard this time and move them down. I'm not going to get exactly on it. And then all we have to do is just change the width of that. And they've got their nudge factors. No, their nudge factors set right on 0, 0. I thought it was moving after I did it. One more. I'm moving it accidentally. Okay, now let's just move this out of the way. We have our lines. Now, if you notice, just on the side note, I've got them all in sporadically, so we can just select them all and hit L, and they'll all be on the same line. So the first one's 18 millimeters. We're going to hit that and change it to, okay, when it doesn't say the number, you can type it in. So we're going to go 0.18. This one, we're going to go click on it, 0.25. This one is 0.35. So those numbers that are not in there, you can see there's very little difference in there. That's actually a 0.35 again. Doesn't make any sense, but that's fine. 0.50. See, it doesn't look like there's much difference in those lines because they're so thin. But when we get up to the 100, maybe it'll make a difference. See, so we'll go and see if this has 100, and it doesn't. Well, it's actually 0.1. So here we go, it's 0.1. We'll click on here, go 0.14. That's not going to be a number listed. So we're going to go 1.14. And there's not much difference. I'm going to go and make this one 200 millimeters or 0.2. Man, it's just not, there's not much difference in them. Let me make sure I'm doing that right. That's 0.2. That's it's 1.4. There we go. That makes a little bit different. Then this is 2 point. There we go. So there's your line thickness. And here, this is a picture blown up. So because we did not scale with object, if we do this, the line should have gotten thicker. Well, they'll get thicker if we reduce them. So there you can see that the lines are thicker, but they're still, let's see what this is now. It's still 0.2. It just looks thicker. Now they also mentioned about different colors. You can make the lines different colors by going over here and right-clicking blue, going over here and right-clicking red, which it already was. Get over here and just make it purple. Make this thicker one black. But if you want to draw in a particular line color, go back to F12 and go right here and make them red. And then every line you draw will be in millimeters and be in 2 millimeters. So that's a 2 millimeter line. And then if you want to go back, if you draw a bunch of those lines, hit F12 again on your keyboard and make them black and say okay. And then when you draw with that line now, well, Okay, I did something wrong. I had that line selected when I changed it. So you want to have nothing selected when you hit F12 to change the line to well, we're going to change it to, let's change it to that blue now. So everything I write now will be in blue. Get the 2-point line back. So now it's a blue 2-point line. It's a little deceiving that these are so different looking, but they're right when you zoom in on them. And see, by having round end caps, so you can do that. And what I said earlier, so F12 again, you want to scale with object. And then if you want them all round cap, you want them all blue, you want them all, we can draw in 10 millimeters. Now that time I had something selected. So make sure when you want to change it, nothing selected, hit F12, hit OK. We're going to make this one 10 millimeters, blue, round end caps, say OK. And then the next time you draw, you'll draw in 10 millimeters. So there's probably a macro you could write that would change, the different line thicknesses. And I might even work on that later if you're having to go back and forth. But anyway, I hope that answered their question, and thank you for watching.